Okay, well, I think we can go ahead and get started. I see people are piling into the room. Okay, so welcome for those of you that are on right now. Now, there are probably going to be some others that are going to join us here shortly. It is 8 o'clock, and it's time for us to go ahead and get started. And I like to get started on time. So, first off, I would like to make sure that I've got looks like I got everything straight. Okay, so you're going to receive a lot of great information today, and this information is going to actually help you right away with your business. So the first thing I want to do is to make sure you all can hear me at this point. So let me know by typing in the chat box something like I can hear you, I'm here, or you sound great, or whatever the case may be. I see hello. Let's see. Well, there's Deidre says hello. Hello, Deidre. Glad you're here. And just want to make sure you guys can hear me before I get too far into this. I don't want to get halfway through. Priscilla says loud and clear. Jose says hello. Okay, great. Great. So we're going to go ahead and get started then. Those that are going to be coming in later, they'll just pile right in, and we'll just pick up right where we are. Okay. All right. Let's see here. I'm going to get started. Okay, so today we're going to talk about how to create a marketing system to get qualified leads on your calendar on autopilot. And we're going to show you how to do that without tech overwhelm. All right, so I have something very special I'd like to give you for attending the webinar today. So for everyone that stays until the very end, I have a very special bonus I'd like to give you. It's worth $297, and that's real world value. It's a course on how to create your own digital product, and it's taught by a multi-millionaire online marketer. And this is only for those that stay to the end, and you'll get the link at the end of the webinar on where to get the course. Okay. All right. So here's my promise to you tonight. By the end of this webinar, you'll find out how to get qualified leads on your calendar on complete autopilot. And you can start this process in 7 days or less. So what I also want to do is go through a little quick disclaimer. Now, first of all the results that you would get for this program, if we look at some of these examples that we're going to go through, your results could very well vary from what I'm going to show you some of today. Now, this is not some get-rich-quick scheme or some get-rich-quick system that you plug in and instantly you become rich. This is a system that will take some work, and it'll take some work on your part. It's going to take some work on our part to get you to where you want to get to. So I just need to make sure you understand what kind of webinar this is and what we're going to be talking about today. So the main point I need to make from the very beginning of this webinar is that you must have a system in place for your business, or you're going to struggle. And that is absolutely a fact. And believe me, if you don't have a system in place for your business, you are going to struggle. So I want that to be the main point that you understand tonight as we go through this. Fact is, without a system, you're going to waste a lot of time and a lot of money. And worst of all, you won't serve your clients and your customers well at all. You're going to struggle if you don't have a system. So today we're going to talk about the solution for creating a system for your marketing. And first of all, I need you to understand, I'm really looking forward to this webinar. I really love what we have put together, and I really think it's going to really be a great value to you. And you need to understand that this is a different kind of webinar. I'm not going to bore you with a bunch of bullet lists and running, text across the screen with just, talking about all these very deep concepts of a whole lot of different things. I'm not going to try to sell you something for 45 minutes and then give you 5 minutes of content. This would be a very different type of webinar. We're going to show you how to get qualified leads on your calendar on autopilot. Okay, so the question is, if you're watching this webinar, is this for me? Okay, so this is for you if you happen to be a coach, a consultant, an entrepreneur, or an agency that needs to have like conversations with your prospects in order to do business with them or for them to buy your product or service. This is not for anyone that sells low-end products or services or small e-commerce type products or anyone that quite honestly is not interested in automating their marketing process and not interested in putting their business systems on autopilot. If you're not interested in that kind of thing, this isn't for you either. So what I'd like to do really quickly is just tell you a little bit about who I am. My name is Roscoe Hunter, and I'm the co-founder of Speckle LLC. My partner is Jose Hancock. He's actually on tonight with us. And I've owned several businesses in my adult life. I've also worked for small businesses. I've worked for Fortune 500 and also a Fortune 100 company. I've worked for the federal government. I've been involved in business startups, several of them actually. I've been a coach, a consultant, and a mentor to dozens of professionals. And probably the most important thing I need you to understand about me is that I have a tremendous amount of passion for helping others succeed. It's one of the reasons why Speckle even exists. And I've actually been coaching professionals for over a decade now in different capacities. And it's a very difficult process of trying to find new business and also coach and mentor clients at the same time. It's because you got to wear two different hats. It's two different mindsets. It's really difficult. In fact, it was very frustrating. And I really didn't have much success doing the coaching that way because I was spending so much time doing other things than coaching. But then my partner and I, we worked for more than a year and put this system together that we're going to talk about tonight. And quite frankly, it's completely changed everything about what we're doing. The vast majority of our marketing efforts are in automated processes in our system. And that allows us more time to spend with our clients as well as with our families. I'll get into some more of this and some other details about this in a little bit. So we'll get to that and I'll share some other items with you on as it relates to that. Okay, so here's why you need to set up an automated system for marketing your business. And this is why it's important. Some information I'm going to share with you right now is important with our pyramid here, a lead conversion pyramid. You see on this pyramid, you're probably, if you're watching this, if you're at this webinar, you're probably on the first, second, or third level of this. And let me actually get my laser on here so you can see what I'm talking about here. This first, second, or third level, you're on one of these three levels if you're watching this webinar, more than likely. And most of you either struggling or stuck in your business. And if that's you, then you truly need to start building a system for your business. Now, here's some of the keys to success here on the right side of this pyramid, right? You need to focus, you need to take some action, and you need to have a process. We're going to talk about these items today on the webinar. Okay, so in this webinar, we're going to talk about three main problems with getting a system set up and getting leads on your calendar in order to increase your bottom line. And we're going to talk about what to do about solving these three main problems. So the first problem is having qualified leads. When we're done with this webinar, you're going to understand how to go from unqualified leads to highly qualified leads in your business. I don't think I've ever met a business owner or entrepreneur that couldn't use more sales leads in their business and more qualified leads, especially in their business. Also, we're going to discuss how you're losing so much money by not delivering value and nurturing prospects until they're ready to purchase your product or your service. You know, most prospects will not be ready to buy from you when they are first presented with your product or service. And this is probably one of the biggest mistakes entrepreneurs make in their business. You have to get this part right in order to get to high levels of success. Also, we're going to discuss how to go from being unknown to your prospects to becoming a rock star to your prospects. And the third problem we're going to talk about is we're going to get into how to qualify prospects on your calendar on complete autopilot and make your calendar go from a trickle of leads to overflowing with leads. And the problem isn't that most entrepreneurs don't have calendars, it's what their calendars don't do. That's the problem. So we're going to talk about this problem today also. All right, so once we discovered the system I'm about to share with you, it became clear to us on how to leverage automation. You know, we uncovered a strategy that absolutely put the system on hyperdrive. It was almost like a light bulb came on and we were able to see clearly how to qualify leads, how to get them on our calendar on complete autopilot. And from that moment on, everything changed for us. Now that I've shown you the three biggest problems with getting leads on your calendar on autopilot, I'm going to be sharing with you three solutions to these problems so you can create a marketing system that provides leads on autopilot. So here are the three phases on our system that solve the problems we just talked about. Now, these solutions are part of a larger program that we have for converting leads into sales. And you see them right here in the middle. And this is where these are the three things we're going to talk about this evening. So to make sure we tailor this webinar to our audience, let me know in the chat box what your biggest problems are with your business marketing. You can just type in the chat box and we'll make note of your answers and then we'll try to answer them on this call if it's possible. And I know Jose's kind of monitoring the chat. And Jose, if there's something that I need to take a look at, just let me know. So yeah, just go ahead and take a quick second. Type something in the chat box that's related to your biggest problem in your business marketing right now. Okay. So let's talk about getting qualified leads with our system. Now we call this the qualified lead pipeline strategy. I'll kind of walk you through this a little bit. So here's where we are in the path to getting your customers or clients in your programs and products, right here in our qualified lead pipeline. Now, one of the most frustrating moments being in business, if you've been in business any amount of time, I'm sure you've experienced this. One of the most frustrating moments is to spend time with a prospect, investing time and money and energy, and then get to the end of the process and find out that the prospect's not able to afford your product or your service, or even qualified to be in your program for that matter. There are a number of ways you can minimize this kind of possibility. So you could spend time interviewing your prospects. It's kind of like an extra appointment to some degree, kind of like pre-qualifying them. You can do that with these potential prospects and determine if they're qualified or not. Or if they can afford what you do, you can also limit the sources where you get your leads from and only take, leads from certain sources. And that'll kind of help limit the possibility of someone not being qualified. So you could also do what I know a lot of people do this, and some people, this is the way they work. And if it's the way they work, it's very difficult to try to get, a business scaled with that. And you could work by referral only. And, that would also increase your likelihood of having qualified prospects on the calendar. But we all know how reliable that process is. Sometimes it's feast and sometimes it's famine. It's not very predictable. But there's one big problem with these approaches that I'm talking about. They're all time consuming and they're wildly unreliable. And worst of all, very unpredictable. You can't build a business on these types of methods because you waste a lot of time. You don't control how things flow. You just don't get to where you want to go with these types of ways of qualifying prospects and leads for your business. You need to go from unqualified leads and prospects to highly qualified leads and prospects, and you need to be able to do that on autopilot. So what we have here on the screen is what we call the LCS Simple Appointment System. And as you can see, there are a few steps to this system. And this is what we use to get qualified leads on our calendar on autopilot. Now, at this point in your business, or if you're using a system like this or using our system, the prospect may not be prepared or ready to buy your product or to get in your program. So you need to find out as early as possible if they're qualified or not, and deliver tremendous value to them if they're not. And you need to become that authority in the marketplace for what you do. And so you just kind of to the next piece here. Okay, so what we do is we qualify the prospects with a survey or an application that is automatically delivered to your prospect after they opt in to finding out more about your expertise and how you can help them with the problem right now. And that's what we're going to talk about now. So what are the steps to qualifying your leads and getting them on your calendar? Well, the first thing you need to do, and what you need to really understand, is who your customers are. You need to understand who they are. Secondly, you need to know how to reach them. And thirdly, once you do reach them, you need to be able to ask them questions that are specific, that can help you understand if they're qualified and if they're a good fit for what you do. If you craft the questions correctly, you'll be able to weed out the unqualified prospects and, fill your calendar with those that are ready, willing, and able to get into your programs and buy your products. So these three items are the steps to getting there. So here's one of our campaigns that we were running for a webinar some time ago. And you'll notice that there are 306 exposures, 19 took action, and 16 were qualified. Now, keep in mind, this was done completely on autopilot. And in fact, kind of see right here in this little section with the box around it, that's the item that I'm talking about in our stats. The fact is that these are just some of the stats that are results from finding the information needed to qualify the potential client or customer. So what you want to do with this is that you have, and these are just two of the questions, but you can have a number of questions. How would you best describe your current status? And these were the responses. You get a little pie chart here where you can see what kind of responses your prospects are giving to certain questions. Or If you set any long-term goals, in this case, 15 said yes, 3 said no. So you understand, what kind of stats are coming from your prospects. And you have to keep in mind that you determine what is considered a qualified prospect for you. This is completely customizable. There are qualifying questions that I'm showing here on the screen, but you can have whatever questions qualify your prospects. It could be one question. It could be several questions. But you control that with this system. All right. So how are you doing it now? Are you relying on referrals? Are you playing telephone tag with your prospects for 2 or 3 weeks? Are you getting people on your calendar, and after you spend time with them, you find out they're not qualified? Well, if you're doing any of those things, or any of those things are happening to you, you now understand a better way to do it. Okay, so at this point, if you could type in the chat if you have any aha moments after going through that portion of the webinar, any takeaways up to this point, particularly about qualifying appointments or anything relative to what we just talked about in the qualifying your appointment section here. So go ahead and just take a second or two just to type in the chat something that may have been an aha moment or something that is a takeaway from what we just went through. Okay, so let's talk about nurturing prospects with our system. We have another strategy. We call it our shock and awe page strategy. And here is where we are on the path to creating the system for getting clients on your calendar and autopilot. We're right here in the middle. This is the pathway we're on. We just left qualified the pipeline. Now we're in the shock and awe page portion of the process. Now, one of the biggest problems coaches, consultants, entrepreneurs have in maintaining relationships with their prospects is that they don't develop those relationships, right? Particularly when they're not ready to buy or to join your program or to getting your system. If someone's not ready, they're pretty much put to the side, and then we hope and pray they call us when they need us, right? Even when we have great intentions on keeping track of prospects and nurturing the relationship, oftentimes we fall flat as entrepreneurs. Most coaches, consultants, entrepreneurs don't have a process to maintain a relationship or make a massive first impression. So we need to be able to go from being virtually unknown by our prospect to being a rock star in their eyes. And we need to do it quickly. And it also needs to be one of the first things and one of the first impressions that a prospect has of you. Okay. So this is our simple appointment system again that is on the screen. And this is, again, for setting up qualified leads on your calendar and autopilot. And at this point, again, the prospect may not be prepared to buy your product or service, but we are now, if I can get now, so this is where we are with the shock and awe page, as I mentioned. You need to be able to deliver tremendous value to your prospects so they can view you as an authority in the marketplace in their mind. And when they're ready to buy, you'll be ready to deliver, and they'll think of you because you deliver tremendous value and they looked at you as being an authority, a rock star in your industry, in whatever their need may be. And the fact is, even in addition to that, you can put them in lower end products that you may have or lower end programs with this strategy also. So it doesn't just have to be just a shock and awe and nurture along the way. You can actually put them in a program that's at a lower level or doesn't have any personal one-on-one type coaching, if that's what you do, things of that nature. Okay, so let's look at how we go about doing this. Well, here's some steps to the nurturing prospect. Now, first of all, we need to make sure we have our qualifying questions correct, but we also have our disqualifying questions set up correctly also. This will also require you to be a little more accurate in what you're doing, because it helps with making sure the client is answering questions that you would ask them if you were standing in front of them. You also need to know what state your prospect is in, your potential prospect, when they're not ready. So the state they're in when they're not ready, you need to be able to speak to that state in the survey so that they understand where they are and you understand it also, to be able to guide them through to if they're qualified or not qualified to be on your calendar specifically. And the third thing is you need to set up a shock and awe page that will totally blow away your prospect on how much value you provide them with, even though they may not be ready, willing, or able to get into your program right away or be able to buy your product right now, whatever the case may be. And the fourth thing that you need to understand about this process is you need to be able to build an automated follow-up sequence or have them inside of an engaged membership site where they can continue to move down the pathway of becoming qualified if they're not, or if they're just not ready, continue to move them down the path to get into your program or to buy your product. Okay, so here you can see on the screen is a sales pipeline that has prospects in it that have gone through a survey, and now they're in a specific stage in the nurturing process in order to enroll into one of our programs. So because of the system, we have all of those that went to a shock and awe page now in a sales sequence pipeline. Now, this will create goodwill with them because these different stages we'll be able to take them through step by step. And of course, the prospect's already gotten some tremendous value from just being, in your world, so to speak. So the prospect will be able to remember how you provided this value to them, although they weren't ready to buy your product or join the program or whatever the case may be. And I'll show you an example of a shock and awe page in just a couple minutes as we get to the next couple slides here. Okay, so how are you doing it right now? Are you hoping prospects call you when they're ready? You had a conversation with them, they got your free lead magnet, or they downloaded your ebook, or they bought a low-end product from you. Are you making them feel like they were not worthy of your time because you're not quite in a position to join the program, or not quite ready because a prospect still hasn't learned enough about what you do and don't like, trust, and believe you enough yet in order to buy your product or service? Do they perceive you as the go-to expert in your field? I mean, what methods are you using now? Now, there are some that use sticky notes. I used to know someone that I worked with years ago that they use sticky notes for everything. They wanted to follow up with someone. They wrote it down on a sticky note and they put it on a specific place in their desk. Is that what you're doing to make sure you nurture your prospects? Well, I hope not. So if you had any aha moments, any takeaways from this portion of the webinar, type those in the chat. Any takeaways, any aha moments, anything that stuck out that made you go aha, or that was interesting, or wow, I didn't know that, or wow, that makes sense. Anything like that, go ahead and take a minute, type something in the chat relative to your aha moment, or if you have a question about any of that, you can type that in the chat also. Okay, so let's talk about getting on your calendar on autopilot. All right, and this is our Calendar Connect strategy that we're going to talk about now. So here we are in the path to creating a system for getting qualified leads on your calendar on autopilot. And as you can see, we are in the Calendar Connect step in our process for and our lead conversion system. This is the third portion that we're talking about tonight. Now, okay, so one of the biggest problems is not that entrepreneurs don't have calendars, is that the ones that most entrepreneurs have don't do what needs to be done in order to get prospects on your calendar on autopilot. You know, there are plenty of calendar software solutions on the market, lots of them. However, I've yet to find one that engages the prospects and allows them to get right on your calendar and set up with your video conferencing appointment without you lifting a finger. And do all this by sending you and your prospect reminders at any interval you decide. If it's going to be 10 reminders, 1 reminder, or no reminders, it doesn't matter. It can be 100 reminders. I wouldn't suggest that, by the way, but it all does this. And of course, it syncs directly with your Google Calendar, so you don't double book, triple book appointments. In fact, in just today, I had interaction with a prospect, and they wanted me to get on their calendar. It was just a conversation I was having with them. They wanted me to get on a calendar, and they send me a link to their calendar. And their calendar, of course, they don't know what I do quite yet, because that's why we're going to have this conversation. And she had a calendar that was just very ineffective. And I haven't scheduled with her yet, but I will be, because she needs what we have. All right. So the idea is to be able to go from a trickle of prospects and appointments on your calendar to an overflow of prospects or prospect appointments on your calendar, all while saving you time and energy. I mean, that's a big thing. Okay, so here we are in a process, creating a system to get your qualified leads on your calendar on autopilot. We are now in this section where we are moving people as qualified people to your calendar on autopilot. The key here is to make sure that you have qualified prospects on your calendar only. Having unqualified prospects on your calendar wastes so much time and so much money and causes your business to struggle. And you shouldn't have to play phone tag with your prospects in order to get them on your calendar. So let's take a look at how we go about doing this. So let's talk about the steps to booking appointments on your calendar on autopilot. Okay, first thing you need to do with getting prospects on your calendar automatically is you need to make it convenient for them to get on your calendar. That's the very first thing. It's got to be convenient. Second thing is you need to capture all the pertinent information needed to have an effective and productive appointment. And thirdly, you need to be able to give the prospect insight and instruction on how to prepare for the appointment. Or you could even pre-sell them on your solution before they get on your calendar. And of course, all of this needs to happen on autopilot and with very little friction. Very little friction. That's the key. Okay, so what we're looking at here is a screenshot of one of our calendar dashboards that shows our intro call statistics. Now it shows out of 161 views, there were 21 calendar appointments booked. Right here in the section right here in the middle. Now, this is based on traffic coming from meeting people at networking events or someone getting on my calendar through my electronic business card or using some of our business card strategies. But again, all of this is on autopilot in terms of getting on my calendar. All right, so how are you doing your calendar appointments now? Are you manually putting appointments on your calendar? Do you have a calendar system that basically you just give a link, people show up to your calendar and they try to figure out what's the best day or time? And I mean, are you just sending messages to people to get on your electronic calendar, like the lady did me today, but they never get on the calendar? Does your calendar show appointments available all day long when someone shows up to schedule and makes it look like you're not doing anything, like you're not busy, like you're not working, like you've got appointments all day available? Is that the way your calendar shows your schedule, your prospect? Well, if so, if you're doing any of these things, or any of these things are part of a system that you have, we can help solve that problem, because that's what you call friction. All right. So type in the chat if you had any aha moments or any takeaways through this section of the webinar so far. And take a minute to type in the chat and just let us know what kind of aha moment you may have. All right. And we'll put those in our database. All right. Okay, so now what? So we've gone through the three main problems, setting up a system to get qualified leads on your calendar on autopilot. So let's take a moment to just quickly review the three main problems really quickly. So we talked about getting qualified leads and how important it is for you to qualify your prospects before you invest time and energy into someone that's not ready for your program or your product, or not qualified, right? We also talked about how some people go about running their business on referral only. That's all they do. They just want referrals. That's how they do business. But we all know how reliable that process is. And of course, we talked about how unpredictable your results are with some of these time-consuming and wildly unreliable methods that a lot of business owners are using every day. Then we talked about nurturing your prospects through the shock and awe and sales pipeline strategy to help you prepare for your prospects when they're ready to get into your program or buy your product. Now, many entrepreneurs fall way short on this. It's a big problem for a lot of entrepreneurs. Then, of course, we ended on getting prospects on your calendar on autopilot being the third problem. Now, this is where the qualified leads being able to have access to your calendar is critical. In addition to the fact that so much time is wasted by playing the calendar merry-go-round game and the phone tag game with your prospects, it's critical to have this process systematized in order to save you a tremendous amount of time and money and get people on your calendar without any friction. So then the question is, how will you get the results that you want? And there are really only two options at this point. The first one is you can try to do it yourself and try to integrate 5 different systems to solve some of these problems that we've been talking about today. Not to mention the frustrations and wasted time that come with doing it by yourself. Or you could do it the fast way, and you can do it with us using the strategies and the system that we've covered today. Now, we'll be your success partner, committed to getting you the results that you want and take you through the entire process step by step. All entrepreneurs at one point or another feel like they're working by themselves. If you don't have a team, or you don't have colleagues or peers or employees that are around you constantly to help you get unstuck in your business, it'll feel like you're all by yourself. Fact is, we all get stuck in our businesses at one point or another. But you don't have to stay stuck. So here's how we can help. We can help you get unstuck with your marketing by helping you create a system that you can leverage to massively scale your business. And one of the ways we help you is by following the cycle of success model with getting your lead conversion system set up. Listen, we'll stick with you from the beginning to the very end, and we won't stop until we get you the results that you want. And with that, I'd like to introduce you to our solution. The solution we've created is called Speckle LCS Sales Pro. It's an automated lead conversion system that will put qualified leads on your calendar on autopilot and has many other marketing tools for you to be able to leverage your time and get results that you want. So let's take a quick look at this system, and so you can see exactly how it can help you. If I can get my stuff set up here. Yep. Okay, so let me take just a few minutes here. Let me show you our demo here. Let's go through this real quick. Give me a second. Now, what I've done here is I've just gone on the internet to one of my coaching program landing pages. This is a landing page for one of my coaching programs, and we have this set up, and I'm going to show you how it works. Essentially, someone comes to this page, they click on that button, and then they can enter in their name. Let's just say my name is Chris Jones, and type in an email, and I click download now. Now, did I click it? Yeah, thought I did. Oh yeah, it's working. Okay, now you heard that little ding in the background. That's actually my mobile phone with the app that comes with our system letting me know that a lead just came in. Now, here is an example of the survey that comes up when someone comes in and requests some information, particularly on that landing page for my lead magnet. They come to this page, and you can see it's an entrepreneurial potential survey, and there's a video of me here, and I explain to them what the point is with the survey. And what we're going to do is I'm just going to quickly just put some answers in here because I want to show you what happens next. So the deal with this is that, first of all these little red stars, I have all of these as required, so someone can't get past here unless they put this information in. And once you put the information in, I have questions here that are qualifying questions. Now, the answers that I put in here, these are qualifying answers. So I'm technically, if I were a live prospect, this would be a qualified lead for me because of the answers that are here. And then I click submit. Now, this is a survey page, right? I click submit. And what happens then is it takes me to my calendar. Now, this is my calendar. We've been talking about a little bit here today. This is calendar. You can see the calendar here where it shows the dates, and here's a description on what the calendar appointment is about. Here's, of course, my information up here, who I am, picture of me. Then, of course, I have a video here where someone can, again, click on this video, and I can explain to them what's going to happen on the appointment. I can explain to them any pre-sale things that I need to, if I need to get them some information beforehand, just kind of help them understand who I am a little bit and explain a little bit more about what's in the lead magnet that they signed up to receive. And then, of course, they can click here and they can come and select an appointment time. And of course, they select an appointment time, and then they can put in, and I'm going to put that name in again. And I'll put in that email again. This information in. And I'll say book appointment, and then watch what happens next. Okay, and then now you heard the ding again. Well, that ding also tells me that now I have a lead that's on my calendar that comes from the app. I'll show you that here in a hot second. And then here is my bridge page where I have another video where someone can get more information about the appointment. They can download some of these guides and some of this other content that'll be relevant to our discussion when they get on my calendar. So that is an example of how someone that's qualified goes through the process. Now, let's go back here for a second to here. This is the landing page again. I want to show you really quickly what happens when someone is not qualified. All right, so I just went through the same process. Now this is the same survey. Now this time I'm not going to be qualified because the answers that I'm putting in here are not qualified answers. Now you just watch what happens on this go round. You hit the submit button. Now this is taking the survey. It's producing the results, and it has now sent me to this shock and awe page that I have set up for people that are not qualified to get on my calendar. Now, as you see, there's me again. This is free workshop that I have offered, and there's free access to it. And then down here, I have all of these trainings and programs, courses that I put together, and other material I put together for free for anyone that has taken my survey. And of course, this is what we call a shock and awe page. This is what people would come and say, wow, this guy Roscoe gives a lot of great content. Let me sign up for one of these free courses, or they can sign up for all these free courses if they want. And that's the three different things that we've talked about today. That's where they are in action, what I've just shown you. Okay. Now, I need to really quickly I'm going to show you on the screen here. I'm just going to bring it over so you can see it. I have my mobile app, and I will just bring over here. I have a screencast for my mobile phone. This is actually my live mobile phone. And as you can see, this is the mobile app that comes with the lead conversion system. And as you heard the dings coming for the different leads coming in, as you see right here at the top where it says Chris Jones, that's the lead that I just typed in. And as you can see, it says it was 1 minute ago that it came in. Then there's this other lead right here, it's the same Chris Jones, and that's all a calendar. Well, it's a calendar. These things popping up on my screen here. There's a calendar icon next to it, meaning it's on my calendar. He's on my calendar now. He also came in through a lead opt-in form. That's what this indicates here. And look, there's so many other features to this app in our back end of our system. Aside from that, you have pipelines and you have the hot leads, which I just showed you. But this is what the pipeline system looks like, and this is where you would nurture your prospects. Even the ones that are qualified, you can put them in certain pipelines. Ones that are not qualified, you can put them in other pipelines. Really, really great features within this system. Okay, so I just wanted to show you that really quickly. Now, let me get this out of the way. All right, so that was pretty cool, huh? I guess. I mean, there's so much more that we could talk about with the system, but that is the items that I really wanted you to see with the three problems that we talked about with the three solutions, because essentially what I just showed you will help eliminate those problems that we've talked about today. Okay. So who is this for? This is for coaches, consultants, entrepreneurs, sales agents, agencies that need to speak to a prospect in order for them to understand how they can get involved with their product or their program. Now, this is for anyone that desires to have an automated system to get qualified leads on their calendar on complete autopilot. So now I'd like permission to show you our solution. If it's okay, I wanted to show you how we can help you. Now, if you agree, that's great. And let me show you how we can solve your problem. Now, here's what you're going to get with the Speckle LCS Sales Pro. You're going to get the Speckle LCS system, an A to Z system setup. We'll set the entire system up for you. $1,997 value. You'll get the LCS Sales Pro monthly access. Now, this is how you get unlimited usage of the system. Today, with this webinar special, this is free for an entire year. You need to make sure you heard me on that. It's free for an entire year. Also, you get the mobile app management. You can manage your marketing system from anywhere on your mobile device where you have a signal. Of course, I showed you some of that in the demo. Then, of course, you'll get surveys and applications. And this is how you qualify your prospects and find out what your clients really want. Of course, then you get the appointment calendars. You get unlimited calendars for client meetings, for prospect strategy calls, whatever you need the calendars for team meetings, whatever the case may be. Unlimited calendars. Of course, then you also get the sales pipeline. And this is where you're going to nurture and keep your prospects moving along the process to take the steps necessary to get into your programs. Then, of course, you get the lead capture forms. And here's where you can integrate our system into any existing website or page builder tool or anything like ClickFunnels or lead pages, any of those kinds of tools you may have already that you want to keep using because you already have something set up. Our system can integrate directly into those systems and seamlessly. Now, all of the value costs that are shown here on the screen, all these value costs that are shown on the screen are taken from pricing tables from products that only do that specific task. And that complete value from all of those systems that we did some research, we went and found competitors, and here these prices are the values that they charge for. So these aren't made up values that we made up. These are what we collected and put into our webinar here. Now that is a total of $7,391. Our system does all of this and much more. Okay. So let's talk about the bonuses that are going to help you get results even faster that come with the Speckle LCS Sales Pro. Now, this is just for the webinar special. This is just for the webinar special, these items we're talking about today. So you get the Speckle membership. You get access to all the marketing resources, the strategy training, the entrepreneurial development courses, all those types of things. You also get the Simple Sales System crash course. Now, this is a complete training on how to make sales without being salesy. It walks you through the entire process of making a sale without trying to make a sale. You get this. It's a $497 value. This comes as a bonus within our program, the Speckle LCS. You also get the lead gen monopoly. This is a strategy that helps you generate focused leads to put in your system. And it actually concentrates the type of people and it really helps with the key ingredient of engagement. In fact, when I was speaking about the young lady I was trying to get on her calendar earlier today, she came to me through this exact strategy that we teach here in the lead gen monopoly. Okay, the next bonus that we have, which is the most valuable out of all of these, is the weekly group coaching calls and access to all the replays. Now, these calls are where you get all your questions answered to your challenges, either with using the system or how you use the system in your business. This is where you get all your questions answered every single week. $5,964 value based on a year. And then, of course, we have our marketing template pack. Now, this is a template pack that has email marketing templates, video sales letter templates, calling scripts, webinar scripts, everything to get you started with setting up your marketing system, particularly if you're trying to get it set up on autopilot. This is what you can use to help with that process. All of these bonuses alone uh, are valued at $9,555. And it's an incredible value, even valued at that. Okay, so let's take a quick look at each of these bonuses really quickly. So we talked about the Speckle LCS membership, right? Marketing resources, strategy training, entrepreneur development courses, access to webinar replays, lifetime access to this is valued at $1,997. Then we have the lead gen monopoly. Now, this is where we generate highly targeted leads, create high levels of engagement. It's easily scalable, works 100% of the time if you work it. Can start implementing immediately. You can go straight from this course, this training inside of our system, and go directly and start using it right away. And this is valued at $497. Then, of course, we have the third bonus, which is our simple sales system crash course. And I have to tell you, this is probably my favorite course because this is where the rubber meets the road. This is where you make sales. It's a complete sales training system. It helps you learn no pressure sales techniques. You learn effective package structure to be able to package your systems and your programs properly. Strategy session winning formulas, a 7-step formula to winning every single time you have strategy appointments. And then, of course, you have lifetime access to this course. And this course is valued at $497. We could easily value this much higher because most courses like this run for $1,200, but this is valued at $497 as a bonus with our Speckle LCS Sales Pro system. Then, of course, the weekly coaching calls. Now, these weekly coaching calls, they're weekly video conference calls. We get to interact directly. You get all your questions answered every single week. Access to all the replays. So if you miss a week, it's no problem. You can go back and watch the previous weeks or whenever you want to. There's a private Facebook group that's only for our LCS members. And of course, there is tremendous amount of member collaboration, people that you can partner with to do other projects, even accountability partners, all those types of things can happen inside of our weekly coaching calls and our Facebook group access. And this is valued at $5,964 as bonus number 4. And bonus number 5, the LCS marketing template pack, the email marketing templates, video sales letter scripts, phone scripts for dealing with potential clients on the phone, funnel scripts. You get funnel script templates, you get high ticket script templates. All of those things come inside of our marketing template pack. This is valued at $600. These templates by themselves would be well worth what we are charging for this program. But we put a value of $600 on it. Okay, so here's the entire package. The Speckle membership at $1997. Marketing resources, strategy training, entrepreneur development, all those things. Then, of course, we have the simple sales system, complete training on how to make sales without being salesy. We have the lead gen monopoly, focused leads to put in your system. Then, of course, we have the weekly group coaching calls. And with all the replays, $5,964 value. The marketing template pack, that's $600. All those different templates in it, email marketing, the high ticket, the funnel scripts, all those things. And of course, we have future upgrades included. And we have some upgrades to the system. We're still building out portions of the system, adding on to it. And the future upgrades will be included. You won't be upcharged for them. They will be a part of your system because of you getting in during this webinar special. Okay, so the entire Sales Pro package, which included all those 5 systems that we showed earlier, $7,391 plus all of these bonuses that are included. Value of this entire package, $16,946. That is a tremendous amount of value. What should something like this cost? Well, fact of the matter is, I'm sure you can tell by now that there's a tremendous amount of value that we place inside this package. In addition to all the bonuses that we've added during this webinar special, it would be a very easy thing for us to mark this program as $69.97. Absolutely no problem at all with that number based on the amount of value that we provided in this particular webinar special in our program. Now, of course, we price ourselves out of a lot of entrepreneurs in the market with this price, but it's certainly worth that, no doubt about it. Now, if we came down to about $49.97, that would be even a better value. But again, a lot of entrepreneurs will be left out of the program at that price. But of course, it would be worth it, no doubt about it. Now, at $29.97, it would be an absolute steal based on the value of this program. And we could sell it for this price all day long. But because we are having our pre-launch right now, and this is a webinar special, we're almost giving this away. The fact of the matter is, our system with 100% setup, meaning we'll set it all up for you, our system included all this, what we've shown you, all these slides before, all that included, this system is available for the unbelievable low price of $997. We're even including a 3-pay option of $349 for 3 months. Folks, this is absolutely going to be the lowest price this will ever be that we offer this program. And that's not a sales marketing technique. I'm literally telling you, this will be the lowest this program will ever be with this amount of value that we have with the system, particularly with all the bonuses that we're including with the system and with all the features. I mean, we're almost giving this away, to be quite honest. Now, because of this insane value that we're offering, we're going to limit the enrollment to this particular version of our program to 10 people, 10 entrepreneurs at this crazy webinar price. We just can't allow more than that. In fact, my partner has been cringing for weeks now as we've been talking through some of this. And, you know, when I told him I wanted to do this price for that value, he even last night we had a conversation, and he's still shaking his head about it, even today. So I wanted to do it at this price for the webinar special in order to help as many entrepreneurs as possible as we are in our pre-launch phase. Now, you will see here on the screen, it should be popping up here in a second. Yeah, it should be on the screen now. This is our Sales Pro webinar offer that you see here on the screen. Now, some of you may be ready to go right now. So go ahead and click the button and go ahead and get started. If you're ready right now, you can go ahead and do that. Now, there's a special bonus actually for the action takers today. So for those that are still wondering if this is for you, and if you still have any, questions, you can still click the button. We can also help you on the next page. When you click the button, you can actually set an appointment with us if you'd like to talk about some of this directly and make sure we answer all your questions. Because your situation may be specific, you want us to kind of talk through it with you, we can do that just to make sure you're a good fit for what we do. So one other note, those of you that have virtual assistants or employees in your business, I need to show you how the system will take your business to the next level and potentially create another profit stream for your business. So if you have employees or VAs, you really do need to click on the Take the Next Step button that's on the page here and get on our calendar get into the program, and I can show you how you can take your business to another level with your VAs and employees. And for those of you that are not quite sure the value or not quite sure if this is going to work for you, let me just show you a couple other things really quickly here. So first of all, we have a 60-day, 2 full months, money back, unconditional guarantee. We won't stop working until we get you results. That's what we do. We won't stop working until we get you the results. You get a whole 60 days to see us get you the results. And if we don't get you the results, we'll give you your money back and you can keep the bonuses. Okay, that's the first thing. So the second thing I wanted to tell you really quickly here is this is our pre-launch pricing table that you see here on the screen that's available on our website right now. If you go to our website, you can see this pricing table. And as you can see, we have the Sales Pro package at $19.97. And as you can see, it also says pre-launch pricing. So this is for our pre-launch. This is not our final pricing. This is where our pricing is going to be on these products. But you'll see this $19.97. And that's without the bonus package. We don't have bonus packages on what we offer on the website. Now, that bonus package, of course, is $9,550 worth of value. And keep in mind that the standard pre-launch pricing that you're looking at here, it does not include the free access for 12 months to the system, which is another $1,200 value. You're getting that on this webinar. You're getting free access to the system for an entire year with this product. Even when I say that, it almost makes me laugh because I can't believe we're actually doing this. But clearly, the value we are offering here is extraordinary. So let me just take a quick minute to share another quick secret with you really quickly here. So one thing I'll share with you is that we're going to be releasing our automated lead generation system soon. And our founding members, and those will be the people that are coming in right now doing our pre-launch, our founding members will get first access to this amazing lead generation technology. And you may say, well, what is it? Well, it's called SpeckleBot. Now, this is not ready for release. This is not part of our program right now, but it's coming soon to put your lead generation on steroids, truly on steroids. So with that, let me just take a quick minute to share some other secrets with you, essentially. And you're probably wondering why we're doing this. Why are we doing all of this? Why are you virtually giving away this whole program with all this value, Roscoe? Well, truth of the matter is, we need more success case studies to help us get the word out. That's one of the reasons why we're doing it. Another reason we're doing it is because we're in our pre-launch phase and we need to build some momentum to take us to our full launch. And the only way to do that is to deliver incredible, unbelievable value and allow people to spread the word for us. Now, we also want you to experience some success. So eventually you can buy some of our advanced products. We have so many advanced products, so many other aspects to what we can do for you that I don't even want to talk about them right now. But one of the reasons is we get you some success in our program. It'll be a no-brainer to get into some of our other products and services later on. And the other thing that we are doing this, or other reasons why we're doing this, is that we truly have a heart to help people succeed in business and in their life for that matter. And we want to make this as affordable as possible for everyone who needs it and get access to it. The truth of the matter is, however, we are only going to take 10 people, and we already have actually, I think we have at least a couple that are somewhat committed, but they're not. We haven't got everything kicked off yet. But we only have 10 spots, and those 10 really aren't available. Totally 10. It's probably more like 8. So the way I see it, you really only have 2 choices. You can either continue to do the things the way you've been doing them and getting the same results, or you can make a choice to make a small investment today to get your business in the position that you want it to be in and get the results that you really want. And keep in mind, there's a 60-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain. So then the question is, are you ready? Are you ready to take the next step in your business to start to experience the success that you've always wanted and develop a system in your business that will allow you to scale it and spend most of your time serving your clients, spending time with your family? Well, if you say now is not the right time, then when will be the right time? You can continue the way you've been going and getting the same results that you've been getting, or you can invest in the most important part of your business, and that is creating a system to predictably anticipate the amount of business you'll receive on autopilot. We have all the resources you need in order to get you to the place you want to go. Now, if this is a good fit for you, then now is the right time. So, for the most part, most of you that are serious about your business, this is a no-brainer. What I've shown you today is a no-brainer. When you consider all of the bonuses, the done-for-you service, the deep discount on this package during this webinar special, it really does make a lot of sense to enroll in our system. And we can guarantee to get you the results in 60 days, or you'll get your money back. In most cases, all you need is 1 or 2 new customers or clients, and it will pay for this system by itself, especially at this webinar special price that we're going to have just for 10 entrepreneurs. And if we take a quick look at our lead conversion pyramid again, you can see where you are right now. Now, you can see where you are, but you also can see where you want to go, right? Now, if this is a good fit for you, we'd love to have you in our family. We'd love to have you in our program. And remember, we're only enrolling 10 entrepreneurs at this special webinar price that we're offering today. So go ahead and get started now if this is a good fit. And we'd love to have you in our program if you are a good fit. Now, again, if you have employees or virtual assistants in your business, I have something really special for you. And it is, I don't want to get into it directly on this webinar, but go ahead and click on the Take the Next Step button on this page. And then you can click on the Submit an Application button to get on my calendar so we can talk about how we can help you in your business and get you to another level. Now, that is just about the end of this. And I'd like to thank you for joining the webinar tonight. I truly hope you got a lot of value from today's webinar. The free gift that was promised is on the checkout page. So when you click the Take the Next Step button and go to the bottom of the page, you can get access to your free gift. And it will, once you fill out the information, you'll get access to it, and you'll be able to get that course and get you a digital product created from that. All right. Thanks again for joining us tonight. And I look forward to seeing you real soon in our program and in our members area, and help you get the results that you're really looking to get. And I'm really excited about where we're going and what we're doing with our program. And that is going to do it for me tonight. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us through the link on the page, and we'll get your questions answered and get everything rolling for you. All right. So that's it for me. It's Roscoe Hunter, and thanks for joining me tonight, and we'll see you soon.